What's up, everyone? Back out at the range today, and today I am doing my top 5 non-striker fired 9mm. So this may be a combination of double action, single action. As you see on the table right here, everything that I have out, with the exception of my FN high power, are all double action, single action DASA, I guess. Just to do a quick review, today we're shooting 115 grain Winchester white box, as you can see, and starting at the top. So this is my P226, and I believe that they call this an X-ray version. Again, I did safety check all these just to make sure that we don't have live rounds or a full mag or anything like that, but I think that this is a P226 X-ray with the ability to mount a SIG Romeo 1 on it. I actually haven't shot this a whole bunch, and I wanted a 226 just for the nostalgia and the durability, reliability. I actually hate the trigger on this. It's really spongy and the reset blows. It's like a mile long, but other than that, I absolutely adore this gun. The gripping on it, the texturing on the grip actually feels better than some of these other ones that we'll get to in just a second. Front cocking slide serrations. It's got the X-ray 3-dot night sights, SIG X-ray 3-dot night sights, I believe is what they call it. I'm just running an OLED on here. I actually have never kept this next to my bed or anything like that, but like I said, just for the nostalgia, the durability, the reliability, I wanted to get a 226. Had I been thinking about it, I probably would have spent a couple $100 more just to get like a Legion or something like that. I don't necessarily care for the red dot. In fact, when I run it today, I'm just going to be using my co-witness sights. It's really spongy and the reset blows. It's like a mile long, but other than that, I absolutely adore this gun. The gripping on it, the texturing on the grip actually feels better than some of these other ones that we'll get to in just a second. Front cocking slide serrations. It's got the X-ray 3-dot night sights, SIG X-ray 3-dot night sights, I believe is what they call it. I'm just running an OLED on here. I actually have never kept this next to my bed or anything like that, but like I said, just for the nostalgia, the durability, the reliability, I wanted to get a 226. Had I been thinking about it, I probably would have spent a couple $100 more just to get like a Legion or something like that. I don't necessarily care for the red dot. In fact, when I run it today, I'm just going to be using my co-witness sights. I'm just using iron sights on all these, obviously. I actually shoot better, I feel, with iron sights than I do with red dots, but that's probably just me being stupid. Anyways, we'll end up shooting just one mag out of all these. I don't want to make this like a 30-minute video or anything like that. Next up, and I just recently did a video on this, again, everything's been safety checked, empty mag, nothing in the chamber, is my CZ P07. Now, I went back and forth between this and my USP compact 9mm. That has an LEM trigger in it, and it's not my favorite. I do love it. I love the USP series. I have a full-size 45 USP that I absolutely adore. I just need to get out to the range. But as far as reliability, durability, minimum, again, internal slide rails, less reciprocating mass, less muzzle flip, I love it. This is a double action, single action, as well as my P226, just like I mentioned before. And this is just the safety model. So when it's cocked back, it doesn't have the ability to decock it. This is just a safety, just running a TLR7 sub on here. This is the duty model, so this is the first one that they came out with like years and years ago. I have had opportunities to buy the Gen 2 with like the front slide serrations, the backstrap replacements and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't really care. I don't use the backstraps on any of my guns. Like all my Glocks, all the backstraps are just sitting in the box. I have small ass hands, as you can see anyways. This one feels pretty good, not as good as my P226 there. The grip, which is again why I would never use the back straps anyways, just to add some extra bulkiness to the grip. Love this gun. It's a straight shooter, and the texturing on the grip, as you can see, we have some texturing in the front, the back, and the side is really aggressive and good. The night sights are a little bit worn out, and I'm gonna have to replace those at some point, just because this is like the Gen 1 of the P07s, so the trinium vials in it have started to fade, but absolutely love this gun. 15 round magazines. I have like 4 of those, and I forgot to mention these come with 15 round mags as well. I have a bunch of those for my 226. Moving on to my FN High Power. Also recently did a video on this. Love this gun. I've always wanted a Browning High Power. In fact, there's a Mark III on my local website right now and I'm seriously considering purchasing. It's got like 15 mags with it that comes with it, but they are like in between 13 and 15 round mags. This isn't a remake of, let me just say this. This is FN's new version of their take on the Browning High Power, HIGH High Power. As you can see right here, I know it's upside down, but it's not HI dash power, it's HIGH power.
You can show that again if you want. I didn't get close enough.
It's all right. Okay. This gun is badass. Comes with 17 round magazines. The mags for this are extremely expensive, like $65. But when I purchased this from Idaho Arms and Ammo, thank you guys are badasses. I ended up buying like two more mags to go with it, because it actually came with 3, which I was super happy about. Most 1911s just come with 1 magazine, and being that these are like $65, I was super happy to get 3 of them in the box. Super sweet shooter. I love the two-tone with the stainless barrel as well as a trigger. The slide, the action is super smooth. Again, this is just a single action gun. Safety only. Takedown super easy. Texturing is good. I mean, they have texture in the front, back, and obviously the grips. These grips are just like plastic grips. It actually came with some wood, some woodish or brown ones, I guess, that you can replace it right out of the box. I'm not going to do that. I mean, they already kind of feel just kind of chintzy anyways. But other than that, this FN High Power, I've been super pleased with. I want to say I ran into like a failure to feed the first time. My other video, watch it if you guys haven't checked it out. But this is a super accurate and smooth shooter. I love this gun. Again, came with 3 17 round mags. Moving on, sorry, one more thing. The grip on this actually does feel pretty good. It's got like a little bit of a bulge right, or a hump right there. It feels good in my hand, and I can get a pretty good purchase on it. Really riding up. I don't get hammered by it because the way that they reconfigured this, the older Browning High Powers, the hammer really dropped, and a lot of people were getting hammered by it. I don't have that problem anyways, because I don't really have beef right here in my hands. Plus I have small hands anyways, but the grip feels pretty good.
That now.
Anyways, moving on to my CZ75. Now, this gun probably feels the best out of all of them as far as grip goes. Does not have any texturing in the front or the back. The grips on here can be replaced with like, I don't know, like Hogue grips, rubber grips. I'm not going to do that. One thing I do wish though is that I think earlier, like 2000 models came with like a stainless steel trigger and then a stainless barrel, just like my FN High Power there, and I kind of wish I had one of those models. But when I purchased this, I just wanted a plain Jane CZ75, the flagship, the OG. This is, I believe, yes, a decocker only. This is the BD version, so there is no safety. It's just a decocker model. These come with 16 round mags, and I think that this just came with 2, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a super straight shooter, and this does have they're not night sights, but like if you charge it up, whatever the paint is called, I can't think of it right now, but like if you let it sit on the sun for a certain amount of time, it'll charge the paint dots on here to where, you know, you can use this as night sights for like an hour or 2 before they wear out. Super sweet shooter. Like I said, this and my FN High Power look really similar, with like kind of like the cut down, as you can see on both of those. And yeah, I mean, came out in 1975, hence the CZ75. Just a badass gun and sweet. What?
It's a great year.
Anyways, my camera lady's date of birth, or year of birth, I should say.
That's right.
Anyways, but yeah, just a super sweet straight shooter. And like I said, when I purchased this, I just wanted an original. I didn't want like red dot on it, and I didn't want an accessory rail, because I'm not going to use this for carry. I'd use it for home defense, but I would just accompany that with the flashlight, like a 1000 lumen flashlight. Same with my FN 509, or I'm sorry, with my FN High Power. I do have a 509, but that's a striker fire, so I didn't make this cut. Last but not least, this is my Langdon Tactical Beretta 92, and I've had this gun for years now. This came with 16 round mags, 15, 16 round mags. I do have like 20 round mags for this because I have an M9A4. Again, I was trying to keep this without red dots and things like that. I do love my M9A4. It's a sweet shooter. I have a Trijicon Type 2 RMR on it, like 3.25 MOA, I believe is what it is. But I chose this one because I think that this one actually shoots a little bit smoother than my M9A4. I love the stainless barrel and the stainless trigger. Like I said, I wish my CZ75 had the same setup. The grip, the texturing on here, as you can see, we have texture in the front, texture in the back, and these like little pyramid diamond shaped texturing on the grip feel really good. Action is super, super smooth. I freaking love the actions on the A3s, the A4s, the LTTs and things like that. I decided not to go with like the whole Gucci setup where this is stainless, that's stainless, the takedown lever's stainless. I just wanted it like black and then like with some accent tones of the stainless steel. Running a TLR 1 on here. I actually prefer the TLR 1s over the Surefire X300 Ultras, even though I have some. These, just for the price point and for the amount of lumens, I just feel is a way better deal. Super smooth shooter. I have a fiber optic up front, and that can be replaced, you know, if it ever happens to melt or break or anything like that. Just blacked out rear sights. But yeah, no, super sweet. This is a G model, so it's a decocker only, and again, double single action, and single action. So my wild card here, and this is my Staccato 2011, and this is the wild card. I was gonna add it to this whole list, but I feel like just based on usage from like multiple military, police or law enforcement across the world, not just USA, but in other countries as well, the amount of have been leveraged across multiple military, law enforcement across, you know, multiple countries and things like that, is why this didn't make the cut. I do absolutely love this gun. Steel slide, aluminum alloy frame, and then polymer grip. These come with 17 round magazines and like 220 round mags, or a 17 round mag and then 220 round mags. Again, I'm just running a TLR 1 on here. Fiber optic sight, blacked out rears, just like my Beretta M9 A2 LTT. I actually did a video comparison with these two, and obviously, you know, the Staccato just is gonna shoot awesome all day long, even a little bit better than my LTT. Some people may argue that, and I'm sure it was me, just the shooter, but this seems just run really smooth. Trigger sweet, adjustable trigger. You can see that little set screw right there that you can adjust it. Action super smooth, just like my 92 here, but this is my wild card. I absolutely love this gun. So with that said, just like always, there's my range today, and I'm just gonna run through one mag for each of these guns, see what I can hit, what I can't hit, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm gonna start off with my 226. And again, I do have a red dot on here, but I'm just gonna use my co-witnessing sights just because none of these other ones have red dots on it. Mag. And ready?
C.
Like I said, the trigger isn't the best on this. I actually hate the trigger on this compared to all the other ones that are on the table right now, but it is a 226. I wanted one in my collection. Again, I should have spent another $200 to do or to buy a Legion without the Romeo one, but the Romeo one's actually super accurate, so I'm not gonna knock it too bad, but it's just not my favorite. it's not one that I would prefer if I was doing an aftermarket red dot. I kind of tend to stick with Trijicon on that. That was my 226. I'm gonna go down and set up range, and we'll shoot the P07. Moving on to my CZ P07. Again, this is their very first model, the duty model, no front slide serrations. Again, when I purchased this, I just wanted a plain Jane. I've had plenty of opportunities to buy like a P07 Tactical, P07 Gen 2 with like the front slide serrations. I just didn't want that with this. So.
Louder. Did it jam? Clearly.
Interesting. That was weird. Wouldn't be the first time that I've had issues with Winchester white box. Again, I need to do a video on my FN 509. I actually had a round explode shooting Winchester white box, and it cracked the polymer frame. So. Well, anyways, reset on here is way better than my 226. The trigger just feels a lot better. Again, internal slide rails help with less reciprocating mass, less muzzle flip. In my humble opinion, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But yeah, this thing is just a super sweet shooter. Love it. I would actually keep this next to my nightstand just because I would trust my life, trust my family's life with it. But yeah, love the CZs. I'm gonna go back down and set up range, and we'll be back. My FN5, good God, my FN high power. Again, super smooth shooter. And I think that when I had an issue with this, the first time that I took it out to the range, I was also shooting Winchester white box. So we'll see.
So why do you continue to shoot it if you don't like it?
Because it's cheap and it's like what I can find at the time. And I bought a ton of it, again, because during the pandemic and all that other shit, when ammo is hard to find, that's what I was able to get my hands on. So I bought it. But I don't use it for like self-defense. I mean, I have hollow points and HSTs and shit like that for that. Anyways, action super sweet. The reset, the trigger on here is just as good as my Beretta M9. I believe maybe not as good, but close to. So.
Have you found you needed a gun for self-defense very often?
Well, no, but I carry a gun. Anyways.
Just saying.
All right, let's see. What was it? 17 rounds. That's what you get with the FN series, or the high powers. Again, mags are super expensive, but I have 5 of them. Love this gun. Super accurate. Just nailing everything that I'm hitting. Or pointing at shooting.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's early and I'm a little bit hungover, so. All right, I'm gonna go back down, set up range, and
That's on you,
we'll
big
shoot my
boy.
CZ75. All right, my CZ75. This actually shoots really smooth as well. All steel gun. Like I said, this is like the flagship that the P09, P07s were kind of based on with the internal slide rails. Again, just a sweet shooter. The trigger feels pretty good. Maybe not as good as like my LTT or even like my Staccato or my high power, but still, I mean, a classic, right? Well, 16 rounds. Had some misses there, but that was more just me than the gun. I mean, these things are accurate, deadly accurate. That's why, again, military and law enforcement around the world have been carrying these. So let me set up range again, and we have 2 more guns to shoot. All right. My LTT 92. I'm a huge fan of 92s, always have been. Have had 92s and 96 in 40 Smith & Wesson, and I will continue. I, again, have a M9A4 at home. It's all decked out with, you know, like a Surefire and Trijicon RMR, whatnot. Decided not to bring that out here. I think that this one shoots a little bit better, even though the grip on my M9A4 feels a little bit better. But my son also has a 92 22 LR, and he, like me, wanted a Beretta. I've loved Berettas ever since I watched Die Hard, or ever since like Die Hard and like Lethal Weapon and those movies came out. Really displaying this, obviously.
That just dated yourself.
Yeah, well, again, all these, you know, have been used in some format, military, law enforcement, maybe, again, in not these exact configurations, but like the 92 was our service pistol for the Army for years and years and years before they switched it out to the SIG, which I don't know if people are happy about or whatnot, but... Go for those other water bottles back there. I might have to reload this one and shoot it again. Let me set up range and I will throw some lead down the range with my Staccato. All right, my Staccato 2011, super smooth shooter, race gun. Most people use it for competitions and things like that. I don't actually do competitions. I'd like to get into that. I just get lazy and I have young kids that are in sports and shit. So
Stuff. Why does that one sound so funny?
I don't know.
Sounds like it's like a bark or something.
Let me just say this, the fiber optic on here is much brighter than my LTT. Like, it literally looks like I have a red dot on here. That's how bright it is. It actually came with a green one as well that, you know, if I ever lost this or needed to replace it, it actually came with a red and a green one. Picked this up off my local website for like $1,400. The guy was selling it to get one like the DPO or whatever the hell they call it, where you can mount an optic. Tell you what, I'm gonna set up range real quick, and do you want to shoot?
I don't need to, but I have a topic of discussion that
What?
people can add to comments or you can do a video on. So you talk about, well, I like this trigger, or I don't like this trigger, I like this function of this. If you could make the ultimate, like, Toy Story, put it together gun of all your favorite pieces of, and why, like the grips and the trigger and the sights, all of it, what would it be? You know, a motley gun there. Think about it.
I'm good. Thanks,
It's a good video and you know it.
Yeah.
And now people are going to comment and say you need to do it.
Anyways. All right, decided to load up my Staccato again to shoot. I just love shooting this gun. Like I said, super smooth, super sweet trigger. The action's smooth as hell.
Is this the Barky one?
Yeah. And so I'm going to start off by trying to get the rest of those water bottles back there because I don't want to pack those back home. So
I'll zoom in on
10
those
rounds.
then.
Let's see what we can do.
All right, I'm zooming in on the water. Agua. Is that it? Oh,
Yep. That's it, but I think it cleared out all the water bottles, right?
I think so. There's just the 4, right? In the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, you know, these guns are awesome. These are my top 5 plus my wild card here. I'm sure, you know, everybody has their own personal top 5. Non-striker fired, hammer fired, double action, single action pistols that they prefer. Let me know down in the comment section what your top 5 are. And like
Or
I said,
your put together.
anyways, I'm not gonna fucking monkey a gun
Don't
together.
say that.
Anyways,
You will.
have a happy Labor Day coming up in a couple days, and I hope you guys are all safe and enjoy. Thank you to all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. And
Totally awesome.
wow. I have some people that comment, not subscribers.
Everybody's awesome.
Anyways, thank you guys. Have a happy Labor Day.